G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's having an awesome day. Yeah, we thought we'd actually just give our thoughts on the Bud Light and Miller Lite now. Can't believe it's like one right after the other. But anyway, on these ridiculous ads. Like, I don't know what else to say. They are ridiculous, right?
They are. Yes.
Okay.
They are.
Well, we're going to start off with this one, which is Dylan Mulvaney, trans person who was involved in this Bud Light ad. And yes, let's keep in mind throughout this that these companies are, at least I think they're trying to sell beer still. Like they're trying to sell a product.
Well, they're trying to sell something. I just don't know what that something is. I haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
I'm very confused. So I don't know what they're trying to sell. I don't know if they're trying to sell me makeup. I don't know if they're trying to sell me, the breakfast at Tiffany's look, or they're actually trying to sell me beer. I don't know.
Well, they're trying to sell you an idea, I think, maybe. But all right, let's get into it and see what it's all about.
Right? I got some Bud Lights for us. So I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports. And I'm not sure exactly which sport, but either way, it's a cause to celebrate. This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it. Check out my Instagram story to see how you can enjoy March Madness with Bud Light and maybe win some money too. Love ya! Cheers! Go team! Whatever team you love, I love too. Okay. Love ya. Okay, break a leg.
So, okay, your thoughts first. Your thoughts first, please.
Okay. I too am not a sports person. For the right amount of money, I could probably be a sports person, but I'm not a sports person. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But 365 days of womanhood. I don't know what day I'm on. I haven't received anything.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
I don't know of any other woman that's received something for her whatever day she is of being a woman.
Yeah, that's a good point. A Bud Light sending every woman, some beer on their, with their face on the beer for whatever day, like their special day.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
So it's just very, I don't know. It's condescending. It's a slap in the face to every single woman because we're all like, well, shit. I've been doing this for nothing then.
Right. Yeah.
It's all been for naught.
Yeah. Well, and you're right when you say, everyone can do whatever they want, right?
Yeah,
like
I don't care.
Dylan can do whatever she wants, be whoever she wants. But is this really a smart marketing ploy? I don't think so.
Well, no, because if I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say if you're promoting Bud Light and you're promoting March Madness, this isn't your target audience.
Right. And I just want to say as well, like, everyone can do what they want, each to their own. But from a purely marketing point of view, the trans community is about 0.001% of the entire community. So is there really a big market there to advertise to anyway? And to look at the other market, okay, so you talked about women, right? And other women going, well, where's my can with my face on it?
I want a can with a face on it.
Well, men watching this, just your average bloke is going to be going, none of this appeals to me.
Right.
None of this appeals to me as an average bloke.
Right.
That's not saying there's anything wrong with Dylan, but none of it appeals to an average guy. So they're missing arguably probably about 70% of their market with the ad.
Yeah.
And what we've seen since this ad came out is, well, people now boycotting it just because.
Yeah.
So
that's where it hurts, right? It hurts their, if you just don't like something, it's fine. Just don't buy it anymore. Right. And that's how you let them know. that you don't like anymore. And that's exactly what people are doing. They don't want it. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking when they did this. Like the more inclusive, because I know the marketing gal said that she needed to come in and shake things up and find new drinkers, because she said if they didn't find new drinkers, then there would be no drinkers. Like they had to recruit new drinkers.
Yeah.
So is this what they're doing? Are they targeting those young people who are coming up and making a fuss about their identity? I don't know. I don't know. I
Well,
don't know what's going on.
I think the part of the marketing research that they missed maybe in that, and like that makes sense, get new drinkers or whatever, young people maybe, but what they missed is that there's a very negative link at the moment between the trans people and the trans topic and young people as well, especially kids, because the governments are literally promoting surgery for kids. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It doesn't matter whether you are for trans people or not for trans people or whatever. It's absolutely disgusting. And so that is probably, I think, something that they missed maybe in their marketing research and in their attempt to get new drinkers, is they've now attached a trans person, which Dylan may be fine, but there's a whole other conversation going on right now that a lot of people, everyday people, are just disgusted by. So yeah, they've kind of drawn a negative there, I think.
Yeah, and as you were saying that, because the government is doing their damnedest to take the children away from the parents, and the rights that a parent would normally have when it says consent. Does your parent consent? And if your parent didn't, like when we were growing up, if your parent didn't consent, it wasn't fucking happening.
Right.
Now the government's, oh, your parents won't consent. We got you. We got you.
So with these ads though, we've got the Dylan Mulvaney one with Bud Light. And then just yesterday, like with all the backlash of that, you would have thought, well, we won't see this again. And then we have Miller Lite as well. So
my question was before, when I was like, who is driving this? Who is driving this train? Because we know it's the government driving the train of taking the rights away from the parents. And with Target, and have you seen their new line of clothing? Have you seen it?
yes, it's
okay.
It's yeah.
Who is driving this train? Because someone is pulling the puppet strings. And I don't think it's these companies. Because what company, if we owned a company, say we own a beer company, and we just watched what happened to Bud Light. We just watched what happened to them. And they're like,
Right.
we're like, what would be great? What would just like rocket us to the top? We're going to do the same thing.
Right.
Why would a company knowingly blow up their own stuff when it just happened to another company? Like, because we're no better than the other guys. We're no better.
Nope.
So what makes us think that we can overcome what they didn't? So who is driving this? Is it the government that's actually driving all this?
Could be. I think, you know what? I feel like it is, because they either drive it through approval or they drive it themselves.
Yeah.
And so there's a big difference. I was just thinking, there's a big difference when you were saying that. Big difference between acknowledging and supporting people who are trans and going through something.
Absolutely.
And making a transition, right? There's a big difference between, and you could say the whole LGBTQI plus Z X Y community, right? There's a big difference between supporting somebody and pushing,
right,
and selling an agenda. There's a big difference between that. And I feel like that's the latter is what they're doing.
So the fact that this company has turned around and blown up their shit, it's like, why? What's the agenda behind it? I don't understand. And I think it's the government. I think it's the government with their fingers in the pot, doing a little stir. And I don't think the people who actually run the companies have any control. I think they're that big.
It doesn't seem that way, because why would you do it? Just why the
common sense says.
Yeah. So after that Bud Light nonsense, this is what Miller Lite thought was a great idea.
Lord.
Here we go.
Here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever. From Mesopotamia to the Middle Ages to colonial America, women were the ones doing the brewing. Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis. Wow. Look at this shit. Wild. It's time beer made it up to women. So today, Miller Lite is on a mission to clean up not just their shit, but the whole beer industry's shit. Miller Lite has been scouring the internet for all this shit and buying it back so that they can turn it into good shit for women brewers. Literally, good shit. How, you ask? Ladies, take it away.
First, we turn the bad shit into compost. Then we feed compost to worms, push out beautiful fertilizer. That good shit helps farmers grow quality hops, which is then donated to women brewers to make their own really good shit.
But there's definitely more shit out there. In your attic, in the garage, in your parents' basement. Send any shit you got into Miller Lite, and they'll turn that into good shit too. Oh. So here's to women, because without us, there would be no beer.
Okay, so I didn't go to marketing school. Did you go to marketing school?
No.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure associating actual shit with your product is not a good idea. Like, it's one thing to talk about it being like, yeah, this is the shit, you know, or like, I love this shit, but to actually put shit in the ad and associate your product with it, no.
And not only that, the constant bleeping, very obnoxious.
Right.
Very obnoxious. It's like if you think you're that hard, if you think you're that woke, just let it go. Let it fly. If I can hear the F word on NBC at 8:00 at night, I can hear shit on a commercial.
Look, it's not even, you know, the women in this ad. That's not their fault. They're just actors or
No.
whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's the companies themselves. And, you know, possibly this was all done by men who did this ad. Maybe it was all men who did this ad. But I struggle to see. It's possible, but I struggle to see a bunch of blokes standing around a table going, you know what we should do? This is what we should do. I just don't see it. But
Yeah. Question.
yes, miss.
They said that if you have any of their old stuff, and like the whole thing with the bikinis.
Mhm.
Well, this is just me, in my opinion, so it doesn't mean anything. If someone else is offended by it, that's your decision. I don't care. I don't care that they put women in bikinis to sell men a product. Because
Right. It
guess what
works.
sold? It worked. Exactly. And those women were not done, as far as I know. And if they were, we have to have a bigger conversation. There was no gun to their head to put on that bikini and
Yeah.
to be, plastered 50 feet in the air.
In fact, they were, one would imagine, paid for it and quite
Very
happy
handsome.
to be paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah. It's called
Yeah.
having a job.
That's right. That's right.
Oh,
And
you're so right.
and so they're saying, send us that stuff. Are they trying to erase the sexuality of women?
Quite possibly.
So like, what are you trying to get rid of? Why would I send you anything that possibly could be worth something in 10 years? Why would I do that?
Yeah. Well, and also, yeah, there's power in, there's always been a power in female sex.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's always been power in that forever.
Yes.
And so, is this an attempt to try and erase that power and take
Maybe.
that power away from women?
Maybe.
You don't have that anymore. Instead, you know, you have the good shit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, what is that? Like, it's very simple. Like you said before, chicks in bikinis does sell stuff to dudes.
Mhm.
It does.
Yep.
And you can like it or not like it, but it's true.
Right.
And when it comes to selling stuff, if you want to sell stuff, you do the thing that sells stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. It seems very odd to me, but yeah, trying to get all that stuff back, that's weird as well. And you know what doesn't sell well to anybody, really, I find? Being lectured to.
I was just gonna say, do you feel like you were back at school? Because I sure as
Yeah.
hell didn't. I didn't like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody likes being lectured to, so.
No. I was womansplained to. We were womansplained. We were what would it be? Woosplained.
Where Woos
We're
sounds
woosplained.
like a rap group. But
that's
anyways,
exactly what I felt like. Like I was being explained something. It's like, well, if I was curious about that, I would have looked it up. If I
exactly.
really needed to know who started the very first brewery, I would have gone and found out myself.
Right, and it's not even, and that you could even get away with doing that. Like they could have done it in a way. Oh, I just learned something. Oh, that's cool. Wow. But they didn't. They did it in a lectury way because they were like, we did this, and then you put us in bikinis, and it's like, okay, I just checked out.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
Both
Like,
genders checked out.
Yeah, exactly.
You lost everybody.
And with that, every customer.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Anyways, did you have anything else you wanted to add before we finish up?
No. I'm sitting back and I'm observing what's going on in the world, and I'm horribly confused, and I'm wondering. I keep asking, well, what's next? Like, what could they possibly do next? And it's like, well, shit. Do I really want the answer? I don't know. And also, I'm also hoping that this video will still be up because YouTube took one of our videos down. Like, literally said,
They
this
did,
is
didn't
not
they?
for human consumption.
Yeah. No one can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, what was in it, and what did we get right?
Exactly. It's like once you hear that, they might as well send a nailed it as well. Like big tick, you nailed it.
Yeah. So we did something right.
We
when
did.
when they ban your stuff, you did something right. So anyway, I hope it stays up. What are
Yep.
your final thoughts on the whole shebang?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous. Like I just look at it and I just go, well, not that I'm a big Bud Light or Miller Lite fan anyway. Like I never bought it anyway. I don't really drink, but if I was to purchase a refreshing beverage, I would probably
Thank you.
I would probably completely avoid those two brands right now just because of the ads.
Yeah. And marketing is huge. You have a person close to you that said that they bought a case of beer just for the commercial
Yes.
alone, and then turned around and said
Yes.
it was the worst beer they ever bought.
It was not refreshing at all.
It was not
So-
refreshing. But but then they're like, this is like advertising absolutely works.
Yeah.
I bought it purely for their advertising.
Yep. That's the only person I've ever, and the only time I've ever heard anyone say that, 100% because of the ad.
Yeah.
And didn't regret it, even though the beer tasted like shit. Didn't
Yeah.
regret it either because it was still a great ad.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's got power for sure.
Jesus.
Well,
Interesting.
yeah. Everybody, let us know your thoughts in the comments as well. Let us know what you think
Yeah.
about these Bud Light and Miller Lite
Yeah.
ads. But either way, have a bloody great day, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.